Okay, so this is a quick introduction to Flipgrid. So I'll show you from a teacher perspective, and then I'll try and show you from a student perspective of how it all works. So you need to go ahead, and you'll probably need to, in the first time, obviously go and do your educator sign up. I think it just asks you to sign up with Google, and then they go through a couple of things to verify that you're actually a teacher. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the educator login. I'll go ahead and log in with Google and use that account. All right, so the concept is that you create a grid, which is your collection, and then you create topics within that grid. So one way to look at it could be a grid is like a class, and then within that class you've got your various topics that you can add questions to and get responses on. So from here I'm going to add a new grid, and so we'll name that, we'll call this blended, and it's not where I want to put that, blended and all right. You can choose how students sign in. I suggest you go ahead with the school email option, remembering that it's a good idea to contact parents of your students to let them know that this is what you're planning to do. If you're doing something a bit broader, perhaps outside the school environment, you can go with a public version as well. You'll need to take a note of this flip code down here as well. You can edit it, but you're sort of restricted what you can do. You can give it a cool name, but it kind of depends on people haven't taken that name before. So we'll go ahead with school email. I'm reasonably happy with that, but you can change that part, for example. So I could try and see not available. Crikey, let's try. There we go. So you can't use special symbols or anything like that. So we'll try that. So you can change it if you want, but you may run into problems with it actually being available. So we go next. Now this is where you can control who can actually sign in. So we're restricted to anyone within our domain. If you're working with another school, you can add in their domains as well. So we go next. There, so I can copy that. You can share it directly to Google Classroom if you have me running Google Classroom, and then we can go to the grid. All right. So they give you can do some fancy stuff like you can add in co-teachers, for example. So from there, they give you a starter option. I typically don't use it. So you can go ahead, and if you don't want to use it, you can just go ahead and delete that. Oops, no, I want that, and then delete. All right, so we've got no topic, so I can add a new topic. All right, so tell me about your ex. Oops. Oh, title. Okay, so sorry. All right, and then tell me about your okay, you can set the maximum recording time. So how long you want where you want to cut them off. This is good if you want them to work on being concise and getting their point across rather than just rambling. So you can change that. You can add other stuff. I've never used this stuff, so I'm not entirely sure what that does. Oh, okay, so you can upload an image and get them to respond to that. You can record a video to act as a prompt, or upload a video that you might have done previously, create a link to a YouTube video, and so forth. So these would be ways, as it says here, to engage your students. So it might be a prompt that you give them to work from as well. So we'll go ahead and create that topic. All right. So this would be the topic link. So this is in comparison to the grid link. So if you want them to go to the grid and see all of the topics, you get that link. Otherwise, you could direct their attention straight to this one. So yeah, we'll go copy. All right, so you can add other information there. All right, so you keep track of how many responses you've had and so forth. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to log out and try and log back in as a test student and show you what it looks like when they're doing their reply. So I'm back. So there's the link that I copied previously that's going to take me to the topic. So we can see that the students have to log in with Google. Now I need to use another account. So I'm going to use a test student account that we've got. And go next. All right. And so down here, so it gives you the topic, it gives you the prompt. There'd be the other prompts or the other materials that you might have saved with them previously. And then they've just got to hit the big green button. All right. They'll need to, this is where you need to do the work prior to sending them home to do this stuff. So we're going to go allow on that. All right, and there's where I can record my response. So they can add some text, you know, hi guys, yes, which is what kids do, let's be honest. But for those kids who do the whole, or who, for whatever reason, don't want to show their face via video, they can use a sticker. Okay, let's go with this one. I think it's good. Yeah, there we go. And then I can position that. There we go. And then they can do their reporting. They've got the other features that they can add in as well. There you go. That's how they can wipe themselves out. There we go. So yeah, they can block themselves out. Gives them a countdown. It's great. They can record their response. If they pause too much or run out of time or whatever, they can hit the redo button. You know, are you sure? Yes. Oh, a lot of little pep messages. Right. Away you go. Record your message. Yes, I have lots of experience with screencasting because that's my job. Pause the video. We can go next. Yes, I have lots of experience with screencasting because that's my job. Yes, I have lots of experience with screencasting because that's my job. So they'll just play that over and over. Okay. You can take a selfie. I'm not sure why they force you to do this, but so again, I'll crikey. So this is where the kids will, there we go. This is where the kids will get lost. They will spend all their time trying to get just the right selfie. There we go. Cool. Hold still. And go next. All right, it processes the video. They can do that stuff there. Submit the video, and they're complete. So there's their response to that particular grid. So I'm going to pause the video again, and I'm going to go back to the teacher account. So I'm back on my teacher account after my test student uploaded a response. So here's my grid here, so I can open that up, and that's the grid, that's the video. I can see that I've got a response there, so I can have a look at that student's response. So this is where it's kind of cool. Yeah, so I can listen to the student's response. I can give them video feedback. It gives you the option for creating a rubric. So if you don't like what they've got there, you can edit that rubric and add in basic feedback. Oh, okay. So you can go custom feedback and add your own criteria. I'll just go. So you, as a way of doing that formative assessment, grief.
Yes.
Or you can provide them some written comments. You can then give them a link directly back to the feedback, or you can email the feedback to them. If you need to, you can do some editing across the video. If you think it's a particularly good example, you can share that video as a piece of exemplary work, for example. They've got some other things that they call mixtapes and Spark videos. I'll leave you to explore those. You can hide the video, all right, for some reason. So if you want to keep the response, but you don't necessarily want to share it with the rest of the people in that group, you can hide it. You can also, you've got all these options here as well. So yeah, that's, I think one of the really nice things about Flipgrid is the way that you can leave feedback for your student as well. All right, so that is a really brief introduction to Flipgrid.